How do you sort out the so-called jargon from real-world practices that work? Do the members of your organization find some business or technology advice utterly confusing? Welcome to Real Talk with Sam Holcman. In this program, we set the record straight, and in terms that business people and technology people can understand. Now, here is your host, Sam Holcman.
Welcome to this edition of Real Talk. I'm Sam Holcman. Thanks for joining me. And today's topic is, who is your enterprise architecture or business architecture advisor or consultant? Now, this particular broadcast is geared not only for the external consultants or advisors in business architecture or enterprise architecture, but to be a little bit more direct, the people actually in the organization. And we suggest that this be part of the hiring process, the vetting process, and of course, if you're looking for new talent, this would also be some of the things we're looking at. We're talking about 8 questions that'll be coming up. For those of you that are looking for a copy of this, we have a one-pager that you can download from our websites, www.eacoe.org, www.eacoe.org, or www.bacoe.org, Business Architecture, www.bacoe.org, or www.eacoe.org. Download this. The reason for the broadcast is that there is just a proliferation of consultants that are being hired through one channel, which is basically they are certified through a specific organization. They get their little logo. It passes either the bots that are doing some of the vetting, and then what's happening, and this is what our clients are telling us, they appear and they have very little understanding of what enterprise architecture or business architecture is. And once you hire someone, it really is hard to remove them, if I can use that direct phrase. And if it's an external party, sometimes there's even an embarrassment. Well, let's get past all of this. And before you spend your hard-earned money on this, let's ask 8 questions of the individual, not the company in the case of external consultants, but the individual. And once again, the reason for this is that a high percentage of people that have enterprise or business architecture certification have nothing more in their skill set, unfortunately, than passing a multiple guess exam, getting 16 questions right or 12 questions right on a 20-question exam, and that's it. The field is really in some trouble. So let's get past this. And so if you're looking for talent, here's the questions to ask. Once again, 8 questions directly to the individual that you're either going to work with, either hiring or looking for advice from. Question number 1. Have you done and delivered an enterprise architecture or business architecture? Quite a simple question. Within that, what types of clients? What types of experiences do you have? What's the size of the clients you worked with, or the group that you worked with, or the company you worked with? The industries or the institutions? Within that same question, how many architecture activities have you done and completed? Let me close the loop. Done and completed. And then within that first question, what role did you have in that delivery? What role specifically? Question number 2. How do you measure your success? In other words, you as the individual providing the advice, success in delivering the business or enterprise architecture to your business, to your client, or to your stakeholders? Question number 3. How do you measure your organization's or your client's success in receiving and, even more importantly, using the architecture that you developed or provided or assisted with? Question number 4. What contributions have you made in the field of enterprise or business architecture? For example, LinkedIn posts, conferences, publications, books, podcasts, broadcasts. Number 5, describe your approach to providing an enterprise architecture or business architecture, and what are the deliverables? Let me repeat that question. Describe your approach to providing an enterprise architecture or business architecture, and what are the deliverables? Question number 6. What do your clients or your customers or your stakeholders or your business receive and end up with at the end of the architecture engagement? In other words, what are the set of deliverables that they get? Question number 7. From this activity, what are the clients or the organization or the stakeholders expected to learn? In other words, what benefits do they gain? What are they learning about their organization? And number 8 may sound silly. And the reason, this is why it's the last question. Define business architecture and or enterprise architecture. I hope this helps. And once again, if you'd like a copy of this, you can download it from our websites, www.eacoe.org, www.bacoe.org, and you'll see an area there of information that is available to the general public. I hope this helps and brings some method to the architecture madness that seems to be growing out there. We really want to expand the profession, not the number of people that have a logo next to their name with a certain certification, but the profession to build value in enterprise and business architecture to the stakeholders. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for tuning in to Real Talk. Be sure to join your host, Sam Holcman, again for another edition of our program. We'll have more real topics of discussion then.